Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is February 20th, I think. Mark's my video man, and I know today is the 20th because tomorrow is his birthday, which is February 21st. So happy early birthday to Marcus. Today we are looking ahead into the forecast, and it looks like we're going to have a couple of 40-degree days this coming week. And as any of you guys that follow this channel know, we do maple syrup. So we're going to go ahead and get our maple taps put in today. We have 60 maple taps and buckets and all of our equipment loaded up on the tractor, and we're going to head back to the woods right now, so stick around. You think you should video? So what we're doing here, all of our bricks that we weigh our buckets down with are up against this tree. So we're just clearing out a little bit of snow so we can find them all. All right, so first one. I'll go ahead and look at this tree and make sure we don't tap it in the same spot. It's been tapped there, it's been tapped here. Let's see, and we'll put one right here.
It's been tapped on this side here.
Yeah, this one's been tapped about 5 times.
3. Oh my God.
We'll go right here.
Wait, I'm supposed to go this.
What's that?
So it's wet.
It's not going to run today because it's not warm enough. Yep, bump that off and sit it right on top there. One tap done. 59 to go. Looks like a crack in the tree. You see that right there?
Yeah, it's for sat users.
We want to
right?
probably move to the side, not on that crack.
What does the crack mean?
It just means that the tree was probably injured right there at some point, right here, and there'll be probably, there'll be some scarring tissue in there. You know how you cut firewood and you open it up and some spots are really dark and hard?
Yeah.
And some spots are really light. When we cut into here, it's important that we get these really light colored wood chips right here. That's nice, fresh, clean, alive wood. One problem with doing this with a lot of snow on the ground is wherever we set the tap up at, we have to make sure the bucket is somewhat level or it'll tip over when the snow melts.
Oh, I know
Like
where
if it's propped up on the snow, when the snow melts.
this is usually where I find all my brown spots.
Yeah, this is, watch your rubber boots, this is like metal right here.
It's barbed wire.
So we got the tractor parked over on the trail and we're just kind of walking everything. We don't want to drive through this thick snow right here and end up getting stuck or anything. So Mark's bringing us buckets. Megan was doing some of the videoing, but I figured I'd take over for a minute. We got all the kids out here. Monica's on her way out here shortly. Michael's going to tap this tree right here.
Got cookie too.
This is one of our smaller trees that we would do. And you can see right here is where we tapped this tree last year, and it's healed over real nice. Again, this is probably one of the smallest ones that we would do. Go ahead, Mike. But what I'm trying to do is keep our taps as close to where we park the tractor as possible, just because when we come back here in syrup time, it gets real muddy and we don't want to have to drive all over the place, so we just kind of park. So put your Mark, you're in the way. Point your hole in your bucket towards the tree and put your bucket where you want it to sit first. Like get it flat. Yep, there you go. Now take your tap and kind of hold it up there so you know how far. You don't want to make sure it's going to reach the bucket. Yep, about right there is probably fine. Now when you drill, you want your angle upward so that the gravity pulls the liquid out. You go in part way. Make sure you're not wobbling the drill bit. Okay, you want to go in an inch, inch and a half. That's good. That's good. You take that tap it in there, but not hard enough that you split the wood open. Remember, that's like a nail or a wedge. If you go too hard, you go split the wood open, and it'll just leak down the tree. A little bit more, maybe. There you go. And then point that in the bucket. And then Mark's got a lid, and there's a brick somewhere. Tap that off on the side. Good. So now we've got 5 taps done. Let's keep her moving, boys. When we first started, the boys were bringing me buckets and taps and bricks, and they were moving a little slower than I probably thought that they should. So I put in the first, 10 taps or so. And then after that, you'll see here in a minute, I kind of showed Marcus how to do the drilling part of it where you're going tree to tree, and I took over for him and was hauling buckets and basically placing them out ahead of time, and that made our process go considerably faster. You'll see that here shortly, but overall I think it took us about 2.5 hours to put all 60 of these in, so I was pretty happy with our progress. Trying to do here is find, I know we tapped this one last year. I looked for the spot that we tapped last year, right? So we want to stay away from that because I have a little bit of scar tissue here. You can go as little as an inch away or 2 inches away would be fine, right? But the first thing we need to do is we need to clear us a spot for the pail so that the pail's sitting on flat ground. If it's sitting on ice, then when the ice melts, the pail will fall over and we'll lose all of our sediment. So we're going to sit it somewhat level, okay? And then you're going to find the spot that you like. It can be anywhere in here, okay? So just as long as this thing sticks in the bucket a couple inches, so maybe right there. Now, when you aim your drill, yeah, you want pointing up just a little bit like that, so that when the gravity, when the liquid goes, there you go. You got to go in straight and out straight, right here. Straight out. Good. Now go in there once without drilling and just clean it. Now that takes the wood chips out. Now take the tap. Just kind of tap her in there. You go a little bit more, I think, maybe. That's good. In the bucket. Then sit your lid on, sit your weight on, and then move to the next one. You bring the green bucket. You want to tap for a minute while I do the hauling?
Sure.
Mike, put that.
We need rock on it.
That stone on there. If you guys get good at the tapping part of this, then we can start bringing 2 drills out here and get 2 guys going. That means that the haulers have to go that much faster. Right? There you go. You want it sticking in there about 3 inches, yeah, just like that.
The other thing is I have my own drill.
Go about half the drill bit. A third of the drill bit, a little bit deeper. There you go. Now go in once, not drill. Clean it out, just clean the tips out of there. Now the reason we go in that deep is when we hammer this thing in there, it's going to go this far. So we want to go in past that, right? So you want your hole to be at least that deep.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And I have my own sledgehammer, so I'd be able to use technically my own
The
stuff.
rubber one?
Yeah.
Called the rubber mallet, yep.
Yes.
I'll do the lid. You go ahead and go to the next one.
Oh yeah, this one over there where Megan's standing, right?
Yep.
Like,
You doing good, or you want to switch off, or what?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
Let's see.
The staked out area over there is where the cabin's going to be going this summer.
as Monica mentioned earlier, we're putting a cabin not too far from where we're tapping all these trees, and also not far from where we're tapping the trees is our stack of lumber. Now, I showed this in a previous video, but this is the majority of the lumber that we're going to use to build that cabin. I've got a little bit more that I need to mill up for some siding, interior wall siding, I should say. But this is the majority of it here. After a little while, Marcus started to get cold with his knees in the snow like that all the time. So I took back over for him, and the kids helped me wrap up. Just a few more taps to go. We ended up with 30 taps on one side of the trail and 30 taps on the other side of the trail. So it worked out pretty good.
How long would you say we've been doing this, Mom?
A couple hours.
Long enough. Let's call it.
Did you see the dog's eyes?
Come on, go.
You don't want to say anything? Say, I thought I could get out of this video without being in it, but I'm busted.
Yeah.
How about you, Megs? You love being on video, though. All right, well, thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and then hopefully in a week or so, we'll be able to collect some of this maple syrup, or maple sap, and start making it. So, see you on the next video. Try not to drag. There you go. Nice.